Asibuyele emuva phansi ngokuhlukumeza insango babebhema kahle omkhulu maybe kanye ngonyaka ugqoka ibheshu nembadada ngidi isiko lami phela amasule bedume ngokuhloniphana nokuphana sahlephulelana inyoni noma kuyijiyane.
There is a company in KZN that is called Richards Bay Minerals. It's a big company that does sand mining. There were incidents that had happened in that facility, in that company, that led into murders of some of the executives. And when it happened, there was a meeting that took place, which I attended together with the Premier at the time. And the Minister of Minerals and Energy, Minister Gwede Matashe, was in attendance in that meeting. So he actually convened the meeting. He wanted to engage with the communities because quite a lot of mining companies that are situated in Richards Bay. So during the presentation and then meeting, it came out that there are cases from RPM that involve executives in RPM that has not been solved. And the business people were sharing their frustration to the minister about the lack of police efficiency in dealing with the investigations of those cases there. I then, because I was present as a provincial commissioner, I had to take responsibility for that. I didn't need to have a minister telling me that Jerome Mkhwanazi do something about this. I was present, and the minister is listening, and it took us with the Premier is present. So I took it upon myself to make sure that I prioritize the investigation of these cases. I then went back to the office. I deployed the team. This was 2021. I deployed the team to Richards Bay. And the team is made out of detectives and the tactical team that must protect the detectives, because the complaint seems to was around the tenders, business forums and all those things that are happening in the area. So I had to put the detectives together and have this team that is going to protect these detectives. So I paid out of the budget that was not budgeted for. If you recall, Commissioner, we spoke about teams that we can deploy ourselves as provincial commissioners. So I took it from the operational budget of KZN without telling the national commission, so I sent a team there. I accommodated them in the area there at Richards Bay, so I had to pay subsistence allowances and everything else. Theirs was to investigate those dockets. There were about roughly 5 or so case dockets. They stayed in Richards Bay for the whole 12 months. In that period, they couldn't crack those cases. And they were only assigned for that. They could not get us results. So on quarterly basis, I'm getting reports. They are doing a lot of successes. There's a lot of arrests and cases going to court, convictions, but it's not about these, which their mission is. Go and deal with these dockets and finalize them. So they're not resolving any of those dockets. Although I must say, commissioners, that they did arrest one person who was linked with the murder of the executive of RPM. They arrested the person, he was taken to court, and he applied for bail. The modus operandi, as we know, that when the criminal or hitman is involved, someone is going to pay the lawyers to defend, to make sure this person goes out on bail. Which I think is some of the weaknesses in our system, that we don't ask questions, that you are unemployed, but you are affording a very expensive senior counsel to represent you on a bail matter. We opposed bail, and that person was released. As soon as he left our facilities, they killed him. And he was a link to take us higher the rank as to who would have sent him. But they killed him. So that case almost did not go far. But majority of the cases that the team ended up achieving were cases of theft and the likes that were happening within RPM. So what will then happen is RPM, if there's a loss of something, that the theft of something, they go to a police station, they go with these detectives. When they arrive at the police station, open a case of theft, the detective will take this docket and investigate it and arrest, convict. Another theft comes in. So they end up having successes of RPM that's got nothing to do with what they are sent there for. So they became like a police unit for RPM. So as I was monitoring this, and I said to them, your mission was simple. Deal with a few cases, crack them, and then come back. But you are showing me successes of something that unrelated to what you were sent there for. So I cannot be spending money to have you there. Come back with those dockets. You will work from Durban. Durban and Richards Bay, it's an hour-and-a-half drive. So they could investigate while in Durban. So I brought them back. Little did I know, Commissioner, that this RPM has got contacts in a high level of our country, of our government. Because what followed after that was a call that I received from my boss, the National Commission, who said to me, but I hear that you had deployed people in Richards Bay and you withdrew them. I said, yes, I deployed them there for a mission. They didn't achieve the mission. A year later, I brought them back, and they are still carrying those investigations, but from my office. Then he said, no, I received a complaint from the presidency. You must send these people back there. So I said, okay, well, I don't mind to send them back, but you must give me the budget, because I don't have money to send people back there. Then he said, no, put up a plan. I'm going to finance it. Then they said, okay, that's fine. And I told my deputy to prepare a plan. Now my approach, commissioners, was that I'm no longer going to be sending people, these 5 members, to investigate the 5 cases from RPM. I'm now going to put a bigger team that is going to deploy in this area and service other business people as well as a community in that area. So I must have a bigger team because there's drugs in there, there's hijackings and many other crimes that are happening, and RPM is not the only one that is affected. So while I'm preparing that plan, which the National Commission confirmed that the CFO is going to make money available for that. While I'm preparing that plan, I then I received a phone call from a commander of the Special Task Force at the time, Brigadier Gaffley. I had said earlier I worked in the task force, so task force members and myself, we communicate. Most of them have got my numbers, so they call me anytime. Brigadier Gaffley calls me, and he is at RPM. And he says to me, General, I'm here deployed at RPM. So when I ask him, what do you mean you deployed at RPM? RPM as the company mine? And he said, yes. So I asked him, but who's there? He said, no, it's myself and the NIU. Task Force and NIU are the fighting squad of the police. They are not investigators. They are the ones that do the dirty work. If we have to arrest someone, if to penetrate houses, they do that. They don't go and present cases in court. It's not their job. But they found themselves deployed in RPM. And he says to me, General, I'm told that there were detectives that were deployed here that you withdrew. Can you have those detectives back here? So, because there must be investigation done, and I don't have anyone who does investigation. So I said to him, no, I think you need to come and see me. So he drove down to Durban. When he arrived in Durban, and I asked him, but who deployed today? He said, no, I was deployed by my component head, General Zulu, who was a major general. She deployed us to come and work here, and I asked, so where are you deployed to? The entire area or RPM only? He said, no, RPM strictly. Our instruction is that you go to RPM, you don't work anywhere else. I was upset, of course, because I had planned, according to National Commission, I'm going to deploy. So I phoned my boss, I said, you are telling me about the deployment RPM, at the same time you're telling someone else. What's going on? And he said, no, I think we need to engage with Jar Musigidi, who's a deputy National Commissioner. And so I then decided to keep quiet. I released these detectives to Brigadier Gaffley. So he included them on his budget. They went back to RPM. So they sat there for that period.
And was this again to be RPM only, or was it now to be in accordance with your plan of servicing the entire area?
No, it was for RPM only. I can confirm that. So the members deployed there for, I think, almost a year. So RPM had the privilege of getting a SAPS deployment to service only them, which was funded at the national office. I'm sure the management of the police will come and explain as to what informed that and the cost that was spent on it, which was against my proposal. So they were there for RPM and nobody else but RPM.
You said this was a good few years back. Who was the National Commissioner then?
The current National Commissioner, Jara Masimula, was the boss. Commissioner, as I said, I had deployed in April 2021. They stay there for the whole financial year. A national commissioner gets appointed in 2022 as a national commissioner. When I'm getting this, when this deployment happens, he is now a national commissioner at the time. So this team had worked there. So they were, however, they were rotating in that place, but they were not talking to the district commissioner. They were not talking to me. So I had no clue what they were doing. The district commissioner had no clue what they were doing because we are divided into 11 districts. So I had someone who's managing the district.
Asibuyele emuva phansi ngokuhlukumeza insango babebhema kahle omkhulu maybe kanye ngonyaka ugqoka ibheshu nembadada ngigida isiko lami phela amasule bedume ngokuhloniphana nokuphana sahlephulelana inyoni noma kuyitshiyane.